Hi guys, in this video I'm going to discuss about drop-down list control in ASP.NET. So in my last video there I discussed about drop-down list example 1. So at here this is the drop-down list example 1. So they are used at your designer mode to write to anything like just I use drag and drop option here, different controls. So drag and drop option they are used. So this video I'm going to show you to write everything by write source code. So at here the first thing is, so at here inside form going to write at here codes. So at here the first thing is, let's write at here h4 or tag. Now here this is the example of drop down list. So at here write or drop down list example. So the drop down list example. Now the next is at here. So other messages going to display at here. Select background color. Select any background color. So this would be display. Now here after let's use br tag. So here br tag to br tag going to add. So br tag first control comes to this point. So I don't want to control at the same line. So for this we need to use add here br tag to print everything in new line. Now here after writing add here ASP, so going to take add here calendar control. So add here give the ID of calendar control. So in double quote going to write add here CALE and DER calendar 1. So this is the ID of calendar control. Now here after the next thing add here we need to write so or grid lines. So add here so grid lines, add here make that true. Now the next is here, so we need to write so title, so title and here make that. So by default it's false, so I just make that true. Now here after this should be run on the server, so we need to write run it and here server. So this is the closing. Now here after the next thing is, so one more thing, I don't know closing at here at this point. So for this at here let's use forward slash. So this also closing comes to this point, and by writing this it's closed. Now here to the next thing is, let's use br tag. So after calendar control I want to make two new lines. So for this we need to use br tag. Now here after going to write at here sp and your column. So here is somewhere you can find drop down list. Okay. Now here after we need to set the ID of drop down list ID, and here so it should be meaningful. So at here this is the ID at here going to write color list at here color list is the ID. Now here after the next is, we need to set the auto post blank properties. By default it's a false, so we're going to make that true. Now here after let's write at here on and here selected on selected and here after index on selected index and here changed on selected index change and here equal. So we need to keep the add here event. So in double quote going to write add here selection change, selection underscore change. So this is the event name. Now here after let's just run it, and this should be run on server, and here after the next thing is close that. So this is the about add here. This is the way we can create a drop down list. So ID should be there. Here auto put post back property true, and here this is the end. This is the event. Now here after we need to add the items. So add here let's write ASP and here list items, and here we need to select or add here make that true. Now the next is going to set the value. So add here value, and here, so value going to write at this point white, and here after let's close that, and here going to set at this point white. Now here after the next thing is at this point we need to write at here ASP list item, and here, so this time are selected. Now this time going to use at your value, and here double quote going to write yellow. Okay, value at here yellow, and here after close that, and here going to write yellow. So yellow. Now here after the next thing is we need to only copy and paste. So add here Control C, and here Control V. So yellow, and here, so going to add some color at here. So first is yellow that I set it. Next I want at here pink color. So let's write at here pink, and here it should be meaningful. So add here pink. So value should be matched. Here you cannot write pink one. So if you write, then you cannot get expected output. Now here after pink, let's write at here orange, and here it should be displayed here orange. Now here after the orange, going to write at this point blue. So blue, and here write blue. Now after blue, let's write at this point brown, and here going to write at here brown. Now next we need to write at this point green, and here let's write green at here. Now hereafter, so this is the at here. So first that I add here H4 tags, and here calendar control, and here drop down list, and here this is the list of items. So let's check that designer. So see at here, this is the add here H4 tags, here calendar control, drop down list. So at here all the controls that I stated, and here written the codes. Now here after the next thing is, so you gonna set here title, so you can do at here, let's write at here drop down list example. So this is the example of drop down list. Now here going to write the code. So this is at here head section. We need to go inside head section, and here going to write at here a script tag. So a script tag, so this should be run on server. So we need to write run it server. Now here after the next thing is, so at here let's write white, and here selection change. So we need to copy this one here. So this is the event name, selection change. So copy, and same thing you should write at this point. Now here after selection change, here after bracket object and center, we need to write object here center, comma event args e. Now here after let's write the codes. So at here going to use at here calendar. So calendar 1. So calendar 1 is the ID. So you can find at here calendar 1 is the ID of calendar control. Now here after the next thing is dot. So at here somewhere you can find, let's write at here day. So here you can find day header style. Now here you can find the day name format. So at here first I'm going to say about the header style. Select that, and we're going to change the background color. So at here back color, and here equal to system, so equal to here color, so system dot drawing dot colors. Now here after colors we need to write at here from name. So this is the things that here create the system or structure from the specified name of the predefined color. So predefined color here. Now here after the next thing is, so we need to set the color list. So color list you get from at here, this is the ID of drop down list ID. At here color list is the ID of drop down list control. Now here after press dot and color list at here write selected item. Okay, selected item that required. So get the selected item with the lower index list control. Now here after press dot and here you can find value. So that's it about this code, and one more thing, we need to close that. Okay, so this is the example of drop down list. Now let's execute and here check the output. So my intention is to write the code. So suppose user select some item from the drop down list. So according to that, whatever the calendar header that going to change. So suppose user add here. So by default it's this the calendar add here, select any background color. So suppose if this is selected at here white. Suppose if a user select at here yellow. So this is the color of calendar control that change. So this is now yellow. Now suppose if user select green, so color change at here green. Now here this is the blue and here a pink. Now I want this all change. Okay, so for this we need to do some modification. So at here just calendar one and here press dot. Here you can find day style. So we need to write at here day style, or you can select any other. Now execute that. So at here it's running now. If I select at here pink, so see at here it's all hairstyle that change with pink. Now here after you can change the blue. So at here let's understand this code here. So first thing is, at here, this is the drop down list here. So it's comes from at here h4 tag and here selected any background color, so it's displaying. Now here after the next is, at this point I created one. So I created one calendar control by writing this output. Now here after beer tag, so it's displaying at this point because at here it's the left two lines by using beer tag. Now here after at this point. Now here after two line leaving, here after this is the drop down list. So this is the ID correct list, auto post back true. So post back true, that means you can go backward also. Okay, now you can go forward also. This is the reason we are using auto post back true. So this is the event and here this is the name, run it. Then we need to include at here run it server, because then at here drop down list that run on the server. Now at here I added some items. So first at here selected items. So first if you execute anytime, so at here the first item is the white. So make that true. Okay, now here after I added others, like others item. Here you can find in drop down list these items are there. Now here after the next thing, so suppose at here control comes to this point, selected change. Now here control comes to this point. So at here title, so title you can find. So this is the title at here drop down example. So this is the title. So here escape, here white change. So when you select some items, so suppose if I add here select item orange. So at here there is a one event file that is the name is selection change. Now control comes to this point. So right here this is the color from name. So color it's come from name. So this is the orange color that comes. So this orange color now change right here this orange color that go to calendar and your date and back color. So this is the things, and here after that out. So this is the description right here. So the main reason of using drop down list, so you can add here at this point you can select only one item from the drop down list. So add here only one item you can select, like blue, orange, pink, brown, whatever. It's only select one item. So here you can find different list, and here by clicking this you can add one item. So this is the beautiful example of drop down list in ASP.NET. So I hope guys this video is helpful for you. So now in this video it's over. Thanks for watching. See you next video. Thank you.